collective cleansing breath with me. Inhale through your nose and exhale at the side. In 2012, I opened my dream business. And 1 year later, my dream became my nightmare and it closed. Within weeks of my business closing, my relationship dissolved, the lease on my home was ending, I had no job, no savings, and my daughter was about to graduate high school and start her own journey. It seemed like everything in my life was burning around me. I was out of control. I was sad and depressed and angry and resentful, and I was terrified. 39 years old, no plan. I met with a friend, a life coach, and she asked me what was my dream job. And without hesitation, I said that I wanted to live in Costa Rica and teach fitness and live by the beach and just live life. She didn't laugh at me or think I was crazy, like some people probably thought I was. She said, make a plan and do it. So I started researching. I researched jobs, and I saw that there were jobs available in Costa Rica. I could make it possible, but I was missing one thing from my resume, and that was yoga. I hated yoga. I avoided it. I didn't understand the purpose of it. Meditation just seemed silly to me, but there was something about losing everything in my life that made me think, maybe I should try this. So I started researching schools, and I found a school in Costa Rica. And they had a 5-week training program, and the only problem was it was super expensive. I didn't have any money. So I wrote them my sad sob story about all the things that I had lost in that short period of time, and asked them if they had some sort of a work exchange program. They wrote me back about a week later and said they didn't want my money, that it was a gift, that I was their guest. They wanted me to come train and do yoga. I was elated. I sold everything that I had of value, which wasn't much, worked odd jobs, and I got myself to Costa Rica. My days were filled with yoga poses and healthy food and spiritual conversations and long walks by myself. This is like the first time I didn't have to take care of anybody. I cried for 7 days straight. I was like rehashing everything that had ever happened to me, all the loss, and why me, poor me. On the 8th day, we were practicing the third chakra. The third chakra is located in the belly, the solar plexus, and it has to do with fire, will, transformation, laughter, joy, and confidence. That afternoon on the mat, there was 30 of us looking out over this beautiful jungle and the ocean, and we were performing a breath called Brashtika breath, transformational power breath. And if you'd like to do it with me, put your hands up in the air, and it goes like this. Ha! Ha! So there was 30 of us doing this breath. And at that time, she was talking to us as we're doing this breath for several minutes. And she's invited us to burn up our emotional trash that we had in the solar plexus, all the garbage, and we all had some. So I took her up on that and I combusted. I let it all go. And after it was done, I laid down on my mat and I cried again, sobbed. But it was different. This time it was relief and quiet. And in that silence, I heard a voice. It was my voice. And it said, you asked for this. And I remember I did. I had asked for this 18 years prior when I had decided to be a mother. I had promised that I would commit my life to her, and that when she was ready to leave the nest, I would pursue my own dreams. If I had a business and a relationship, a job, a home, a child to take care of, I wouldn't have this clean slate. So that spark from the outside came inside of me. And I realized that all of that was a gift. There's a quote I'd like to share from Giuseppe Marsupuni that says, "The fire that burns is the fire that gives life, and sometimes the best fuel is something precious to us." Since then, I've been able to plant new seeds. I've gone back to school and I got married. I started a new career. I still have my eyes set on Costa Rica, and I will be there one day. Thank you.